Hey guys, it's Jasmine Reynolds here, and I am coming to you to talk about me, my strengths and my weaknesses, and what I've learned this month in public speaking. Now, I would say that one of my strengths is definitely self. I know myself. I've taken the time to get to know myself. This past year or two, and just moving 1,000 miles away from home, first off, being in my own apartment, having time to myself, I learned about myself. I learned things that I didn't know, and I verified things that I did know. And that time period has given me even more strengths because in knowing myself, I know how to present myself to other people, and I can kind of gauge on how I'm being perceived. Um, when it comes to self, just in general, a lot of people are uncomfortable with this subject because with the fast pace that we live in today's society, you really don't have time to yourself to get to know yourself. And I think coming to Full Sail in general has been the best thing for me because it's giving me a sense of self. And I can't be swayed knowing myself, which means that I can't really be manipulated. Um, Another strength of mine is managing my emotions. And honestly, when you think about it, these two come hand in hand because when you learn about yourself, you learn about your emotions, you learn about your triggers, you learn about what you like, what you don't like, you learn how to maneuver in situations. And in getting to know about myself and learning about myself, one of the things that I've learned in this class for sure is that I know how to maneuver in situations. And for example, this month we had a group project. The first week was a struggle for the simple fact that just getting a group of people into one setting and bouncing off ideas, just the getting together part was hard enough. And I had to manage my emotions and not just be like, you know what? Forget this project, forget this group, like I just can't do this. But no, you have to manage your emotions and try to make it work. Now, in managing my emotions, I can easily say that I didn't let anger get the best of me. And you know what? Before I learned about self, I probably would have let my anger get the best of me, and I might not be in this class this month. And that's honest to God truth, right hand of God. But in learning, having this time to learn about myself, it really does help knowing yourself. And then it helps with the perception that others perceive you by, because if you know self, you know what you're putting out because you're confident in yourself and you know who you are as a person. Now, my weakness is probably my nonverbal communication, and this has been my weakness from birth. My facial expressions get me in trouble all the time, and that's a nonverbal communication because, like, once a thought is processed up here, it shows on my face. Now, I've learned how to catch it sometimes, but if I'm like in the middle of a situation and I have a thought, then my face will change with it. And then, obviously the other person can read that it's your face, it's right there. So I feel like that's my weakness. How this comes into play with class, with the group settings at times, maybe something was said or done and it showed up on my face, and maybe that was perceived the wrong way. Maybe it was just a thought and I had to get my thoughts together and manage my emotions at that time. That's me managing my emotions in my head, but it comes off in my face, which is like, it's weird. I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress. I'm not going to lie. But I feel like that's my weakness. Is my nonverbal communication, body language. If I'm feeling a certain way for a day, maybe my body language comes into play, like, oh, I don't want to be here. That is perceived in the way that I dress because I wear my emotions. Lately, I haven't worn my emotions because I just like to dress comfortable, and it is what it is. But I feel like those are my strengths and my weaknesses. Hopefully, that made sense to you all, and hopefully you can take some time and get to know yourself, and everything I feel like will come into play and follow along when it comes to self. So learn about yourself. Please take the time to get to know yourself. If you got nothing else from this video, take the time to get to know you, because you have to live with you every day. Think about that. All right, until next time, guys.